contract would have been aged well or not. But I just don't find it hard to believe that Giants did not do the right thing there, and it's just hard to hard to find an argument behind that.
But I don't think you sign someone to keep him from going someplace else. Like if the Giants sign him, okay, they got Saquon. Maybe they win a couple more games last year. They've got a weapon. How is it going to help them? They had him for 6 years and did basically nothing. Yeah, they went into the playoffs. They won a playoff game. They got absolutely crucified in the game against Philadelphia. He had been banged up. Running backs usually don't last beyond the age of 28, 29 years old. So, yeah, they sign him. The Eagles, although I still have a feeling the Eagles still would have been really good, but maybe they don't win the Super Bowl. But is that a reason to keep a player when you're not ready to take advantage of the skills of that player?
Yankees do it, and Red Sox do it all the time.
Well, because those teams
sign each other's players.
No, because those teams are making decisions because they believe they're in a position to win. The Yankees get Johnny Damon because they think they can win with Johnny Damon. Guess what? They won with Johnny Damon. They went and got Roger Clemens, and guess what? They won with Roger Clemens. They won with Wade Boggs. All right, so yeah, you feel good as a Giant fan. The Eagles would not have beaten the Chiefs and would not have won a Super Bowl. You'd have Saquon Barkley. Your team would be more entertaining. You'd win a couple of more games. And then he would eventually retire. And what did it end up meaning at the end of the day? Again, I'm not knocking it, guys, but what would it have looked like? What would last year have looked like with Saquon Barkley? Because if you think he would have rushed for 2,000 yards, you're stoned.
No.
All right?
That's the part that you look at it and say, at least you'd have him, but you'd be mad that you have him. We're wasting all this money on this guy. Like, we're not in a place where we should spend a lot of money on a running back. You have to do this.
It stunk.
So there was no winning that one at all. Don, there was one time in franchise history the Giants were double-digit winners in 3 straight seasons. Can you name the years?
Well, that would have been, 84 they won 9 games.
And it was a stretch of 5 out of 6, actually.
80.
The 86, 91, that range?
No, because 87 was they didn't win double digits because of the lockout. And 88 they won 89, 90. Yeah, so that's 88 they won 10, missed the playoffs. 89 they won 12, 90 they won 13.
A lot.
So those are the 3 in a row.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
And it's true. They were 6 and 9 in the strike year. They went 5 out of 6 years, and the one year there wasn't was again the 87 season, but they had a losing record. But yeah, that's it in franchise history. That's the best stretch they've ever had in double-digit wins. 30-something years ago.
We've got Fraud Alert Friday. We got people calling me out already on the phone.
Oh boy.
Questioning the judge. That's kind of contempt, right? You could spend a night in jail, but we don't have a jail here, so take advantage of it. 1-800-919-3776 Fraud Alert Friday. We've got Alex Monaco at 4:45 from MSG Talk Some Betting. Ian in at 6. Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Mets Rangers on ESPN New York.
All right, guys, I got an ad brought to you by BetterHelp. I mean, listen, we turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone's a therapist. Not everyone's the person you should talk to. Find your right match with BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the U.S. And BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All right? Short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences. And their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient, too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's betterhelp.com/timeout.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense.
The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees, and it should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Included with every tire purchase with paid installation, you'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacement, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's a limited lifetime tire guarantee only at Midas.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Pretty bad ride out there on the roads. Probably want to give yourself a generous head start if you're heading over to the Mets game tonight at Citi Field. Bumper to bumper across the span of the Whitestone Bridge getting into Queens. Delays go back onto the southbound Hutch in the Bronx. Expressway southbound keeps you packed approaching Northern Boulevard. Grand Central eastbound, heavy pockets of slowdowns heading over to the stadium from the Triborough Bridge. All of your purchasely outbound George are awful aside from the Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, not moving much from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George about 15 to 20 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 30 to 40. Outbound Helen going to run you close to an hour. This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Homeowners, have you been waiting to renovate or pay down your debt? Mortgage rates have been dropping, so it might be time to tap into your home's equity. Get started today at rocketmortgage.com. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
The Ryder Cup is more than golf. It's a global celebration. And this year, Ryder Cup Live makes you part of it all. Cheer with fans at Rockefeller Center. Join watch parties at New York's favorite bars. Or host your own unforgettable gathering with Ryder Cup Live fan kits. Whether you're in the city, on Long Island, or at home with friends, you can rally behind your team and share in the energy of golf's biggest stage. The Ryder Cup. It's not just a match, it's a movement.
This college football season is delivering weekly showdowns you don't want to miss. And right now, all customers on FanDuel can score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Georgia and Tennessee. Here's how it works. You place a bet on the game, apply your profit boost, and enjoy boosted winnings when your bet hits. And the best part, you get paid instantly when you win. Use your boost on bets like spreads, over-unders, team props, and so much more. All customers on FanDuel can score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Georgia and Tennessee. Don't wait. Visit FanDuel.com/Rick. Download the app and boost your next bet. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Often required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Trouble with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
What if a quarterback completed 4 out of his 5 passes? Or a point guard hit 4 out of 5 shots from behind the arc? Well, now, when you're hiring, you can play at that level. Because 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter's technology hustles to find skilled people for your job, and you can invite your top picks to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. That's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game. Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rates in your term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Did you or someone you know participate in fraudulent fan behavior?
I'm a fraud with a capital F.
Is your friend a fraud?
I have been a complete and utter fraud.
Are you a fraud?
What is fraud?
Let's ask Don McGregor.
Screw, go scratch yourself.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's Fraud Friday on this Friday, September 12th on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. You want to participate? DHRESPN@gmail.com. You send your message. I will deliver said message to the fraud arbiter, the man, the judge, the legend himself, Donald Marco LaGreca. And Judge LaGreca will rule either you are fraud or not. Now, today's Fraud Alert Friday will also have another message from our very own Alan Hahn.
That's right.
As someone approached him in life, so we'll get to that as well. But I'll start with an email. Judge, you ready?
Yes, I'm very much ready.
All right. Just want to make sure, okay? All right, here we go. Let's see. Sometimes people send an email and the color of the email is not there. Anyways, so I was born in New York and lived in Queens till I was 12. Lifelong New York sports fan. Giants, Yanks, Rangers, Knicks. Shortly after my 12th birthday, we moved to just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. There we go. This is where I really grew up. I have a small circle of friends who are salt of the earth guys. And I love them, and they love Atlanta sports. Lots of pain. I have a deep affinity for the Braves, Hawks, and Falcons. Even the Thrashers back in the day. Been to dozens of each team's games. I root hard for them when they're playing anyone other than my main squeezes. Is this fraudulent behavior? This has been heavily debated amongst my friends. Thank you, Matt S. in Orlando.
I'm going to say no fraud.
Wow.
And here's why.
I'm surprised.
Now listen, he's a Yankee. If you're a Met fan, all of a sudden he's rooting for the Braves. That kind of doesn't hit right. But as a Yankee fan, you played the Braves twice in the World Series and beat them, so no worries there. I mean, Knicks, Hawks, maybe a little awkward a couple of years ago in the first round, but not a known rival of the team. So, yeah, you were in Atlanta, you go to games, you enjoy, I kind of root, but my first teams.
Can I approach the bench?
Sure, Alan.
Well, you said that with your eye rolled. If you don't want me to approach...
Well, he was still delivering his...
Alan wants it.
No, because you discussed Knicks Hawks like it was like this dismissive thing. You can't possibly root for Trae Young and say you're a Knicks fan. You can't do that.
Well,
that alone would suggest to me that feels fraudulent. Ask any Knicks fan there's very few players that still get chanted about in the building. So
that is true. Even when he's not playing.
That's why I would stop right there. Now you may.
John, I'd like to talk to him about it because up until that moment there was no rivalry between the Knicks and the Hawks.
Nothing there.
So I don't know. Maybe he would agree with you. Thrashers are gone. Braves, Falcons. There's nothing really there.
Nothing
with either of the locals. So I get what you're saying, but overall, if he still isn't. I would like to ask a little bit more about the Trae Young thing, but other than that, I'm still going to say no fraud. He's in Atlanta. He's stuck there. He's got friends that are fans of the Atlanta. He likes to go, but he did say he still did not give up on his teams. He still roots for his teams against those Atlanta teams. So I'm going to say no fraud.
Okay. As long as he's not right, and that's it. I think we put him on probationary fraud.
This is very interesting, though. It's an interesting thing to remember that Don has some forgiveness about, like, if you've legitimately lived in two different places, having a bit of an affinity for local teams. It is interesting. Just remember this.
Okay.
Now, next message. Born in 78. Grew up a Yankee fan through the 80s and 90s. Went to college in 96. All right, this person's a year older than me. College opened up my world. I didn't consciously dismiss sports, but never thought about them. Every night, I either thought about school or social life. College was so good for me and my social life, it's all I cared about. One weekend in October 1996, me and my friend group were walking from one party to another when we heard an explosion of cheers from a house we were walking past. I said, "What was that?" The friend answered, "I think the Yankees just won the World Series." It shocked me that I was so unaware of the moment, but I quickly appreciated the fact that I was with my friends bouncing through parties rather than being in my fandom. This continued through college, 96 to 2000. Great timing, buddy, by the way. That's like how I was out of wrestling at that time. Really a great look. My life was so great that I never cared about sports at all. Sunday morning, spooning with a blonde beauty or sports, come on.
Yeah, that's all.
By the way, yeah, blonde beauty every time.
Yeah, right.
Morning turned into afternoon, which turned into marriage and kids, and we're both now 47. Oh, I guess it was one blonde beauty.
Okay, I thought he was saying routine.
Like a different one every week, right? So I didn't care about the Yankees, 96, 98, or 99 titles. But graduation in May 2000, then moving back home, I loved the Subway Series and relished that one because I was back with my high school Mets fans to watch it all together. I've been a diehard sports fan for all my teams my whole life except those 4 years of college. I was okay missing championships. Am I a fraud because better things in life took me away for 4 years. For the record, I sleep well at night because I met my wife during those 4 years, and now 2 children exist. If I were a bigger Yankee fan back then, those girls disappear from time. Love the show, Bill from Rochester.
Now, here's what's interesting about it, because on the surface, it is fraudulent behavior, right? It just to walk away from your teams. But he did walk away from something pretty good. I mean, it was the best Yankee years, right? He missed 96, 98, 99. So, like, there's a lot he missed there. But still, circumstances like what happened with you with wrestling take you away from your fandom, and then life kind of brings you back to it, right? So
if he had left a bad team and come back when they were good, that would have been harder to deal with.
He's only a fraud if he really considers himself a diehard fan, because he's not a diehard fan. Because a diehard fan wouldn't walk away for 4 years seeing the Yankees celebrate a champion. You didn't even know they were playing. And now all of a sudden you get back to business.
Great. By the way, craziest thing about that story though, Don, is that was his first year at college.
Yeah. So
it took 1 year. He got to college, and by the time the World Series rolled around, he went, "What? Yankees? Who? What's happening?" That is
amazing how he'd be disconnected. But you know what? This sounds like the story that Robin Williams tells in Good Will Hunting about how he had tickets
about
to the
a girl.
Red Sox.
He had to see about a girl,
right? And Fisk hits one.
You missed it.
What a scene
you missed,
right?
You missed Fisk. How? Huh?
Yeah, had to see about a girl.
You're gonna make me get upset.
So I'm gonna rule no fraud just because it doesn't sound like he's really a diehard. And listen, he met his wife. He left. What if you get called to war? What if you're overseas? That's a decision that he made in his life.
Parallel. I think he's just a bigger fan of something else.
Hello. Well said, Alan Hahn.
But if he's claiming to be a diehard, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. So,
all right, Alan. I do have more, but let's go to you.
Okay. Well, this is all right. So, Ryan sent me this message, and it's about his 9-year-old son Kenny. So he said, before this season, NFL season, my 9-year-old son Kenny told me he was no longer a Jets fan. He said, I'm a lifelong Jets fan who was cursed by my Uncle Steven and was actively getting my son into watching football and the Jets since he was young. But now we have YouTube TV. He can watch any game that's on. And Kenny's a fantasy football champion in a father-son league that he started. So he's more interested in watching the star players than the Jets lose each week. He said, this is, by the way, Ryan's words. He said, it's hard for me to blame Kenny for wanting out and wasting multiple quarterback jerseys since he's been alive, and the massive disappointment of the Rodgers era after being so excited 2 seasons in a row. He's currently undecided between 2 teams. This is now where it gets interesting. The 2 teams that he's deciding between, the Bills and the Giants. He said the Bills are, quote, New York's only team, end quote. And he likes the potential of Jackson Dart, and he has cousins and friends who are all Giants fans. So, as a father, do I try to convince him to stick it out with the Jets, or do I let him go, knowing the Jets will end up in certain heartbreak? It's too late for me, he said, but is it too late for Kenny?